All right, let's talk about something that I think a lot of us can relate to, the pain of building a slide deck. We're going to break down exactly how you can use a brand new AI tool to do it all for you in just a couple of minutes.
I mean, seriously, just imagine that for a second. All those hours you spent, fiddling with text boxes, hunting for the right images, trying to boil down a giant document into a few key points. What if that could all just happen?
Because that's really the promise here. We're talking about a massive shift from that tedious, manual work to something that's instant and powered by AI.
So what's making all this possible? It's a tool from Google called NotebookLM, and it's running on their pretty powerful Gemini model. And honestly, for anyone who has to make presentations on the regular, this thing is a potential game changer.
And this is the kind of feedback you're seeing pop up. It's not just a cool tech demo that kind of works. The quality of what it spits out is actually really impressive.
So let's be clear on what this actually is. The best way to think about NotebookLM is like a research assistant that lives in your web browser. You just feed it your content, or sometimes not even content, just a topic, and it does the heavy lifting of structuring it all into a polished presentation.
Okay, so let's walk through the first scenario, the one I think is maybe the most magical. Going from just an idea, a total blank page, to a full-blown presentation. And the process is, well, it's almost ridiculously simple. You just create what they call a notebook, you type in your topic, something like AI automation for small businesses, and then you just tell it to generate a deck. That's basically it. The AI goes out and handles the initial research and the structure for you.
Now hold on, before you hit that generate button, you get a really important choice. Do you want presenter slides? The minimalist kind, very visual, designed to keep the audience's eyes on you? Or do you need a detailed deck, something text-heavy that you could email to someone as a standalone report? This one decision changes the whole output. And check this out, this is where it gets really powerful. You can give it specific style commands, just like this one. You're not stuck with some generic, boring template. You can literally tell it, hey, match my company's branding, use these colors, I want this kind of font. It's an incredible level of control.
Okay, so that's the blank page scenario. But what if you already have the content? You've got a dense report or a bunch of notes. Well, that's the second major workflow, turning your existing stuff into a compelling story. And the system is super flexible here. You can throw all sorts of things at it. Dense financial reports as PDFs, messy text files with your notes, Google Docs. You can even just drop in a link to a YouTube video and it will analyze the transcript. It just eats it all up. Now, here's a really crucial pro tip, something that makes a huge difference in the quality of the final deck. Before you ask it to make any slides, have a little chat with the AI about your document first. Ask it a few questions to make sure it's really grasping the important bits. For instance, you could give it a prompt just like this one. By asking it to pull out specific data points before it designs anything, you're essentially guiding its focus. You're making sure it knows what's important to you, so when it builds the slides, it highlights the right stuff. So, let's say you've done all that. You've generated your deck, but it's not quite perfect. This is where the real magic comes in, because you have total control to refine and customize everything.
So imagine this. The AI crunches through your big report and comes back with a 14-slide deck. And it's all accurate, it's comprehensive, but it's just too long. You needed a quick 5-minute summary, not an epic saga. Now, in the old days, you'd be sitting there manually deleting slides, rewriting bullet points. Not anymore. The fix is literally one simple change. You just pop right back into the settings. You see that length option? You just switch it from default to short. You could even add another little instruction, like, hey, focus on the financial numbers. 2 clicks, a few words, and you're done. And what do you get? Boom, a tight, focused 6-slide deck that cuts right to the chase. All that extra noise is gone, and it's highlighting exactly what you told it to. It's fantastic. So, this is what you really need to remember. You are in the driver's seat the entire time. The style, the length, how much information is on each slide, you can tweak all of it in seconds, not hours.
So, what does this all add up to? Are we kind of looking at a whole new way of creating and thinking about presentations?
When you boil it all down, the value proposition is just incredibly powerful. The ability to go from nothing, or from a messy document, to a clean, professional deck in minutes, and for free, that is a huge, huge productivity boost. And that kind of leaves us with this one big, fascinating question to think about.
right? If the AI is handling all the heavy lifting, the design, the summarizing, the structure, what does that mean for our role as the presenter? Maybe it frees us up to stop being amateur designers and allows us to focus on what really matters, telling a compelling story and connecting with our audience. What do you think?